let's determine if f of x equals 3x cubed minus 4x squared minus x is continuous at x equals negative 5. So by definition, kailangan i-check natin yung tatlong criterion. So first criterion, f of c must be defined. So check natin. F of negative 5 is equal to 3 times negative 5 cubed minus 4 times negative 5 squared minus negative 5, which is equal to negative 470. So meron tayong nakuhang number. This means defined siya. So first criterion, check. Next criterion, the limit of 3x cubed minus 4x squared minus x as x approaches negative 5 must also be defined. But since this is a polynomial, so pwede lang nating ipasok si negative 5, which is equal to negative 470. So second criterion, check. Third criterion, equal ba yung f of c sa limit ng f of x as x approaches c? Yes, kasi negative 470 is equal to negative 470. Criterion 3, check. So since the three criteria are satisfied, therefore, f of x equals 3x cubed minus 4x squared minus x is continuous at x equals negative 5. Therefore, our conclusion now is, thus, f of x is continuous at x equals negative 5. So let's determine if g of x equals x minus 1 over x squared minus 3x plus 2 is continuous at x equals negative 3. So again, check natin yung tatlong criterion. So first, g of negative 3 must be defined. So g of negative 3 is equal to negative 3 minus 1 over negative 3 squared minus 3 times negative 3 plus 2, which is equal to negative 1/5. So defined siya. Second criterion, yung limit ng g of x as x approaches negative 3 must also be defined. So tignan nga natin. This is now the limit of x minus 1 over x minus 2 times x minus 1 as x approaches negative 3, or that is equal to negative 1/5. So second criterion, check. Third criterion, equal ba si g of negative 3 sa limit ng g of x as x approaches negative 3? So negative 1/5 is equal to negative 1/5, kaya criterion 3 is check. Since yung tatlong criteria na satisfied, therefore, g of x is continuous at x equals negative 3. Ngayon, check naman natin, eto ba ulit g of x natin? Continuous din ba siya sa x equals 1? Okay? So, check natin yung tatlong criteria natin. First, g of 1 should be defined. So, we have 1 minus 1 over 1 squared minus 3 times 1 plus 2. This is equal to 0 over 0, undefined. So, first criterion pa lang, hindi na nasatisfy. Therefore, g of x is not continuous at x equals 1. So, hindi na natin kailangang i-check pa yung dalawa kasi first criterion pa lang, hindi na siya pasado. How about at x equals 2? Continuous ba yung g of x natin? Okay? So, criterion 1, g of 2 must be defined. So, we have 2 minus 1 over 2 squared minus 3 times 2 plus 2, which is equal to 1 over 0. Again, undefined to, kaya hindi natin na-satisfy yung first criteria. Therefore, g of x is also not continuous at x equals 2. So, ganun lang kadali para i-check yung continuity ng isang function at a number. So, before we continue, these are very important notes. First, a polynomial function is continuous at every real number. So, ibig sabihin, for as long as polynomial siya, alam na natin na continuous na siya. So, no need to check. And second, a rational function is continuous at every number in its domain. So, let's determine if f of x equals x squared minus 5x minus 14 is continuous at x equals 8. So, since this is a polynomial, sabi natin kanina, a polynomial function is continuous at every real number, then hindi na natin kailangang i-check. Sure na tayo agad that f of x is continuous at x equals 8. Let's determine if g of x equals 1 over negative 3x plus 9 is continuous at x equals 3. So, since rational to, check lang natin, kasama ba yung 3 sa domain or not? So, tignan lang natin yung denominator. Negative 3x plus 9 equals 0. So, we have negative 3x equals negative 9 over negative 3. X equals 3. This means that 3 is not an element of the domain of g of x. Therefore, anong conclusion natin? G of x is not continuous at x equals 3. So in summary, para i-check natin kung continuous ba yung isang function at a number, meron tayong tatlong criterion. First, dapat f of c natin defined dapat siya, or meron tayong number na makukuha. Second, yung limit ng f of x as x approaches c exists. Ibig sabihin, may number tayo na makukuha. And criterion number 3, dapat yung f of c natin equal siya sa limit ng f of x as x approaches c. Pag tong tatlong to na-satisfy, then we are sure that f of x is continuous at the number c.